Now at 11, a growing number of people ordered to evacuate after a wildfire that started Friday is on the move.
Hopefully it can get it before it, encroaches too close upon the poor town of Lisle.
Plus, a heavy police presence in southeast Portland uncovers a deadly stabbing.
These patrol officers were absolutely heroic in the response here.
And the latest on a search and rescue mission after a group of people in Deschutes County go over a waterfall. And thanks so much for joining us here at 11. I'm John Adams. Our top story is the ongoing fire just across the border into Washington that's prompted level 3 go now evacuations. The Berdoin Fire has grown to more than 6,500 acres since it was first spotted Friday afternoon. In an update tonight, officials confirm the fire has destroyed more than a dozen buildings with hundreds more threatened. Let's take a look now at the latest evacuation map, which has continued to expand throughout the day. Nearly 300 people are responding, with work continuing overnight. Arceline Stevens has been in the gorge all day.
I was in the town of Lisle this afternoon as people were evacuating due to that level 3 evacuation notice, and that's when you could really smell the smoke and see the effects of this fire. And even now on the Oregon side of the Columbia, that thick smoke remains behind us. Helicopters and planes have been coming to scoop the water from the river up to use it to fight the fire, with crews working all day long as the Berdoin Fire has spread far beyond 1,200 acres.
You can see it literally all the way up that crest was just flames there for, a couple hours at the very least.
The Berdoin Fire began burning in Klickitat County Friday afternoon.
2-3 o'clock somewhere in there, we just started seeing this giant pillar of smoke pulling up over the hill, and you could even see the flames at that point. It was just cresting just right over.
All it takes is an ember for the wind to take it, and it ignited that, and then it's been fast moving ever since.
Strong winds in the area not helping as crews attacked the flames from the sky and from the ground as the fire continued to spread to the east and north.
At this point, we're bringing in more attack crews, hand crews, to really get out there on the line. We've got air resources that are already at work out on the landscape, and so we'll be scaling up throughout the day. By the end of the day today, we should have about 250 resources on the fire.
The Southeast Washington Type 3 Incident Management Team took control over the firefighting efforts early Saturday.
We are protecting structures on the fire. There are several hundred structures that are within the area. The level of threat differs depending on which part of the fire that they're on.
It forced the closure of portions of State Route 14 and State Route 142 by Saturday afternoon, plus multiple evacuations that continued growing, including a level 3 evacuation in Lisle, impacting many, like this man's parents.
They live over in Lisle, and I just got a phone call from them maybe 20 minutes or so, and they're going through town telling everybody to evacuate.
The fire, spanning over 1,000 acres, believed to have burned at least one home, according to a witness who says he spoke with the man who lived there.
And you could sort of see a skeleton of a house just on fire, and it was super clear, and he was watching it and taking pictures. The whole thing probably took like 30 minutes, which actually kind of seemed like a long time, but when you think about it, it's like years of work are just gone in half an hour.
The incident management team told me the exact amount of acres can't be confirmed at the moment because right now their primary focus is getting a handle on the fire and stopping the spread. But again, it's far beyond 1,200 acres. Now, for those in need of emergency shelter, the Red Cross currently has 2 available, one at Columbia High School in White Salmon and the other at the Dalles Middle School. In addition to portions of State Route 142 and 14 being closed, Centerville Highway is also dealing with closures. To find out if you're in an evacuation zone, you can go to the Klickitat County's emergency management page and also stay up to date with the latest updates at KGW.com. In Mosier, Celine Stevens, KGW News.
And those strong winds have been moving through the Columbia River Gorge for most of the day today. Let's bring in meteorologist Joe Ranieri with the latest conditions and what they're going to be heading into tomorrow. Joe?
Yeah, John, we've seen those gusts pretty much anywhere from 30 to 35 miles an hour all afternoon and this evening, and they're not going to be dying down much the rest of tonight and into tomorrow. So here's where the winds are just going to be howling over the next 24 to 48 hours throughout parts of the Columbia River Gorge from Hood River all the way into basically Arlington and near Hermiston, anywhere from 30 to 35 mile an hour wind gusts. With that said, there could be some spots that see closer to 40 mile an hour wind gusts at times. As we go through tomorrow, it's going to be very windy, and as we go into Monday, it's going to be just as windy as well. So we'll still continue to see strong winds overnight near the area of Lisle, Washington. Gusts anywhere from 30 to 35 miles per hour. Very low relative humidity levels. We haven't seen a drop of rain throughout the gorge and really throughout much of the state here all month. And windy and dry conditions, slightly higher humidity levels heading into Monday. And right now, gusts throughout that part of the state are anywhere from about 25, maybe 30 miles an hour. The more east you go is where those winds will really start to be picking up throughout the rest of tonight and into tomorrow. So the fire danger is going to remain high throughout pretty much the entire weekend. We stay a little bit cooler tomorrow, and then we slowly warm up heading into the middle part of this upcoming week. And again, there is a slight chance to see some heavier showers in some areas of the states. I'll talk more about that in a few minutes, but unfortunately, it's not going to be in the area where some of these wildfires are burning, at least throughout the gorge.
All right, Joe, we'll see you later in the show. Well, there are now level 3 evacuation notices in part of the Warm Springs area due to 2 wildfires burning nearby. Now, this is time-lapse video of one of them. The Butte Creek fire was reported Friday night and has grown to about 1,200 acres. The Greeley Heights fire was spotted today, and it's at about 300 acres in size. People in Samasho are now under level 3 go now notices. There are also level 1 and level 2 notices. The fire briefly forced the shutdown of Highway 26, but it's now back open. Stay with KGW for updates this wildfire season, with the latest on these blazes available anytime at kgw.com or on our KGW mobile app. And you can stream us anytime on our free TV app, KGW Plus. One woman is dead after being stabbed to death in a southeast Portland home. This was the scene earlier this afternoon in the Pleasant Valley neighborhood. Officers from multiple agencies, in addition to CERT and a crisis negotiation team, responded to the incident. An investigation is now underway to determine what exactly happened.
Portland police officers responded to a home on the 6400 block of Southeast 143rd Court just after 12:30 Saturday afternoon. When they arrived on scene, officers found a woman stabbed to death inside.
There was a possibility that a suspect still may be in the home or on scene, otherwise in the area. And so there was a significant amount of danger for these initial responding officers.
The officers created what they call a hasty rescue plan to save a number of children that were still inside the home.
When they got inside, they located 5 children that were in the home. They were all very young kids. They were uninjured. The officers rescued them, got them out of the home, and quickly got them to paramedics who did an assessment, and my understanding is they're fine.
Sergeant Kevin Allen says the suspect was eventually located in Vancouver, Washington. He was arrested by Vancouver police officers just before 4 p.m., hours after the stabbing took place. As of right now, police are looking into the connection between the children, the woman killed, and the suspect arrested. They say their current focus is on the well-being of the children who were exposed to the crime, according to PPB.
Our hearts go out to these kids, and we want to, that really they're our top priority right now, to make sure that they're safe and cared for and feel like that their needs are being addressed.
Police tell us the identity of the victim will be released when it's confirmed by the medical examiner, and next of kin have been notified.
New here at 11, a search and rescue operation is underway in Deschutes County after a group of people went over a waterfall. Now, it happened just before 3 this afternoon at Dillon Falls on the Deschutes River west of Bend. The sheriff's office says 6 people went over the falls. 3 have been rescued and taken to the hospital. 1 was found dead. 2 more remain missing. First responders searched until sunset and will pick up the search again tomorrow morning. Also new tonight, the Clark County Sheriff's Office is investigating a crash that left a teenager dead. It happened around 7:40 this morning in East County near the intersection of Southeast 20th Street and 352nd Avenue northeast of Washougal. At this point, investigators believe a Toyota was heading west on 20th when a Kia turned in front of it. A rear passenger in the Prius, a 17-year-old girl, was taken to the hospital where she died of her injuries. The driver was also hospitalized. The Kia driver stayed on scene and spoke with investigators. They're working to find out if speed played a part. And Portland police provided an update tonight after a stabbing at an outdoor party left 4 people hurt, including a teen. Police say it happened at a pop-up outdoor rave along the East Bank Esplanade at Southeast Salmon Street. Hundreds of people were in attendance, and the Bureau says there were multiple fights happening when the suspect, 19-year-old Peter Chalukian, allegedly pulled out a knife. Chalukian was one of the 4 individuals stabbed. After he was treated, he was booked on assault charges. Police ask any witnesses they haven't spoken with to reach out.